Whee! Good morning. We finally made it here in West Virginia. We took the train. It was a very, very long trip, but hey, we're finally here.
Hi, I'm Dylan, and we finally made it here to West Virginia. In this video, we're going to explore the capital of West Virginia, Charleston. The city of Charleston has rich history and has seen an insane decline in the previous few decades. There's been an insane decrease in financial opportunity and a decrease in tourism, as well as this city's population. So coming to this town, we're going to explore everything that the city has to offer. We'll get to the bottom of what exactly happened to the city to make it seem so empty. We'll also meet the community that keeps this town alive. With that said, it's time to go explore the city and get to the bottom of what happened here. But let's begin where it all started. First, we board a train from Cleveland, Ohio, and make our way all the way to Charleston, West Virginia. I've been doing a lot of train travel recently, so I'm kind of used to these longer trains. And before we know it, we've already made it to the Charleston, West Virginia station. And so begins our journey, where we'll finally explore everything that Charleston has to offer and exactly what happened to it. But first, there are a few things that you have to know. Charleston is the capital of West Virginia and was founded in 1788. In the late 1800s, Charleston saw a huge boom in the coal industry, making tons of money off coal. With the production of coal being so high, this town made lots of money. But there's a problem. In our modern day society, we've pretty much stopped using coal. We mainly use other forms of power such as gasoline, diesel, oil, nuclear power plants, electric power, and pretty much every other source of power except for coal. So in the late 1900s, they started decreasing the production of coal, and very soon this town went from 85,000 people in the 1960s all the way down to around 46,000 people today. That's an insane decrease, and that number is continuing to go down. As the teenagers graduate, they tend to leave and have no reason to come back. And with the decrease in coal production, this town has much less financial opportunity, meaning that this population will continue to decrease and this town will only get more and more empty. With that said, let's go explore.
We're here in Charleston, West Virginia, the capital. We have a lot to see here. Just due to the timing, we'll be here for the next 3 days, so we'll pretty much see everything here in this town. That said, first thing first, it is like 9 in the morning, so let's go get some breakfast at a random deli and then we'll see if it's good. Anyway, yeah, it looks beautiful so far. It's kind of humid, but I love this beautiful scenery. Anyway, let's get going.
As soon as we make our way into the city, you're really able to see its history. Since the town used to be so big in the 1800s to 1900s, there are large, humongous buildings and giant pathways. But with the decreasing population, lots of these streets are completely empty. And since my train dropped me off at around 9 in the morning, I was pretty much here in the city completely alone. But soon I found myself some breakfast and things started to look up. I came near the restaurant called First Watch. Of course, they serve breakfast, so I decided to get some coffee, and this was really good. I also got some of these delicious pancakes, and soon I was greeted by more and more people pouring into this restaurant. This would be the first time I actually see other people here in this city. Now that I've seen a part of this community, it's time to go find even more. So I decided to head down to Capitol Market.
Bada bing, bada boom. Capitol Market. All right, let's go inside and see what it's like. Well, it opened, and I locked up the scooter, and then we're gonna go explore the market.
This particular location actually used to be a rail yard, but in the 1900s this place fell into disrepair. But in the 1990s, a new vision for this old depot was born. They decided that they wanted to turn this into a tourist attraction. And so the locals set out to turn this old abandoned rail yard into a bustling marketplace. And it turned out to be a really great idea. Soon they turned this old railroad depot into an attraction that will in return build tourism. And in my opinion, that was an extremely great idea. This market provides locals with tons of money from tourists. While tourism isn't necessarily high here, any tourist that stops at the area is likely to stop at this very market. Naturally, lots of locals decide to sell their goods and freshly farmed products here at the market, showing that there truly is a lot of financial opportunity. And it's also a testament to the brilliance of this community, since they were able to turn an abandoned train depot into a beautiful market. But now it's time to visit the biggest attraction of all. This is the Charleston, West Virginia Capitol Building.
Over those trees. With this said, I'm really enjoying the architecture. Obviously, I already told you guys about why this place is how it is. You know, all the coal and everything give them a ton of money, but that all the tourists coming, it's like it's a very empty city, yet beautiful, big architecture. So I'm really excited to see the Capitol building because it has like a golden dome on the top. So interesting to go see. With that said, I can kind of see it right now.
This Capitol building is actually very unique. It is one of the very few that actually have a golden topped dome. And the dome is actually so humongous, it's actually taller than the US Capitol building. You'll also notice that there's actually a statue of Abraham Lincoln outside the building, and that's because Abraham Lincoln helped form this state. With so much history here, you'd think that these hallways would be absolutely busy, but you'd be wrong. As I mentioned before, tourism is not necessarily high here in Charleston, West Virginia, and and so most of the hallways here inside the Capitol building were rather empty. On my trip to every state in America this summer, I've been into multiple Capitol buildings, one of which I've actually uploaded onto this channel, and usually there are tons of tour groups just going around. But at this Capitol building, I did not see a single tour group, and honestly, this entire building was rather empty. So I was able to explore the entire Capitol building pretty much all alone, and soon I was getting a little bit hungry. Thank goodness though, after a little while, I finally found a snack machine and decided I needed to get something to eat and drink. So I use these vending machines here in these empty hallways. And once I'm done ordering my food, I go to sit down and eat and just look at this very historic building. The fact of the matter is, this building has a lot of history, and a matter of fact, in the 1920s, the Capitol building was completely burnt down. But eventually, this building was put up and stays here all the way to today, and is completely open to the public, which is why I was allowed to go explore this humongous historic building. Overall, it's a beautiful building, and I would have loved to meet other tourists here, but unfortunately, this place was extremely empty, but as is most of Appalachia. But wait, what is Appalachia? Well, Appalachia is a humongous region located here in the United States. It spans over multiple states and is very well known for coal production, but as coal production goes down, so does this economy. One question I had though is, how do I pronounce Appalachia? Is it Appalachia or Appalachia? So I had to go ask some locals. So I went to the only place where there would be a guarantee that there would be other people, the mall.
Might as well ask some locals to see how exactly they pronounce it. So let's go do that. The rundown mall, that's for sure. That's crazy.
While this mall was extremely run down and seemed very empty and honestly abandoned, I eventually found some people and asked them how they pronounce Appalachia.
Tell me how you pronounce this.
Appalachia.
Appalachia. Appalachia. Appalachia. Appalachia.
Appalachia. Appalachian. Appalachian.
Oh.
Appalachian. Oh, whatever.
So while there is a heated debate on honestly how to pronounce this word, it was fun to actually meet some people that live here in Appalachia. But now it's time to answer an even bigger question that I was wondering. With such a poor economy, is it even possible for me to make money? And so I went to my Airbnb and dropped off all my luggage. Then I grabbed all the necessary items I would need to go make some money today. And so I set out. And of course, it almost immediately started downpouring. This completely ruined my plans. You see, usually how I make money is I do window art or I wash windows. Either or makes me money. But since it was downpouring, it's pretty hard to go from building to building, asking to work on their windows when it's literally pouring outside. So I pursued a different financial route. I decided to make an advertisement for a company. So I went from business to business asking, and eventually I finally found an amazing place that allowed me to film them an advertisement. You see, I came to this place called Cups and Cats Cafe, and they actually allowed me to film for them. I spent the next 2 hours going around the restaurant filming different bits and making a perfectly edited video. The final results turned out great, and if you guys really want to see it, make sure to go check out their Instagram. With that said, I was very happy with the results, and they seemed very happy with them too. This is my first time trying out this business, and so I was very pleased to almost immediately get a client, and I ended up making $50 off of this video. With that said, this is a wonderful experience, and it opened my eyes. It showed me that even in a town like this, there is ways to make money. With this said, now that I had some fun money, it was time to go explore the downtown. First, I went to Taylor Books and got some delicious coffee. They had some amazing coffee as well as some pastries. Taylor Books is actually a super cool place, and it's a location where tons of locals come to visit. Not only do they have pastries and coffee, but they have an entire ginormous arrangement of books that you can purchase. And one of their employees actually recommended me to cross the street and go to Ellen's Homemade Ice Cream. So I went to go try it out, and it was absolutely delicious. I had a lot of fun just going around the town and seeing all that this beautiful place has to offer, and eventually I was told about an amazing experience that I could not pass up on. I went to a location famous here in West Virginia, Biscuit World. I kid you not when I tell you multiple people told me to come here. I tried out their biscuits and they were pretty good. And over the next hour, I honestly completely changed my perspective on the city. When I once saw a rundown town with a decreasing population and no chance of another financial boom, I now see the beautiful community, the community of people that hold on to this amazing town. And while the coal industry and the population decreases, the people that live here and decide to stay here work every single day to make this town great. They're all hard workers who work extremely hard to make a living, contribute to their community, and hold on to this beautiful city. And overall, it's a community that's willing to hold on to their amazing history, and I'm honestly excited to see what is next for this bustling town. And just like that, it's time to head back to the train station. This city, and most importantly this city's community, has completely changed how I look at small towns. I will leave here with an experience unlike any other, but with this said, it's time to go.
Well guys, my trip here to Charleston, West Virginia has been very educational. I learned a lot about this town and the capital of West Virginia in general. I said it was really nice to see. And I think I'm gonna have to end it off here since I'm literally about to go get onto a train. So I'm at the train station right now. I'm about to go get on a train to the next state. With that said, see you guys in the next one, and thank you so very much for watching.
I am back here where this video started out at Charleston Station. I hop on a train and continue my way to Virginia. Charleston was insanely amazing to me, and with that said, I'm trying to go to every state in America this summer. So make sure to like and subscribe to see more beautiful towns like this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later adventures.